My expectations are a lot better. A lot bigger. You know, I set the bar high just so I can reach it. So for this season, I'm planning on reaching 1,500 yards, and being on a Big 12 team, all conference, all that. But another goal of mine is for my career, possibly hit the 2,000 yard mark in the season, because that's been rarely done, and that's a pretty big goal for me. And All American, all that other stuff.
What sort of things, I guess, do you feel like you got to do better this year? To, like you said, obviously some of those goals you mentioned would be improvements off of your first season.
Durability, ball security, just being a bigger factor in the offense, because they're gonna be using me on routes and all. They're gonna make me go out on routes and stuff and get involved in the pass game, and I think that's gonna help me out just to reach that mark.
Sure. That was one of the things I wanted to ask about, being more involved in the passing game. I guess what's that been like so far in practice?
It's been pretty good. Just gotta work on my catching a little bit because it's all new to me.
You talked the other day about looking at film of other running backs, guys you want to kind of emulate. What do you see in those players that you think you can add to your game?
They maximize their play potential. So, like, say you get hit at the 4-yard line, and then you drag them for like another 6 yards, and that's a 10-yard gain. They just maximize the plays that they get, and they give all the effort they can. And those guys are just all workhorses. They're all dogs.
You also talked about durability there. How much, were you thinking about that when you're in the weight room over the summer trying to get bigger and stronger?
Yeah, definitely. The coaches, the strength staff, they really make sure that we get the stuff that we need before we come into fall camp and then eventually for the season. So I think they did a good job of that.
You were talking about getting used to catching passes and being in routes. You kind of paused. I guess, has that been something that's been maybe you got to put a little more attention to or focus on more? Or?
Yeah, it's all new, but I think I'll get it down eventually. After practice, I go and catch a few balls. Even before, we have like a little circuit that we run through, high point and all that other stuff. And I think I'll get it down eventually.